We did these function tables at the beginning of the year, and now they've added with having more than one step. The first thing we need to do is we need to take the rule that's written in words and make an equation. So it's saying divide by 2, then subtract 1. That means we're taking x, we're dividing it by 2, and then when it says then subtract 1, that means we're going to put that in parentheses and then subtract 1 like that. So if we put x, which is 2, in the place of this x, we have 2 divided by 2, we know is 1, minus 1 is 0. If I go here and I say 4 divided by 2 minus 1, that gets me 2 minus 1 is 1. I'm going to go down to this one now, and I'm going to say, okay, I have 8 divided by 2 minus 1 gets me 3. And of course we see the pattern here at the bottom, but I've told you this a million times, don't just follow the pattern and not know how you got there. If I need to go backwards, and this is where this gets hard for 5th graders, I need to do the opposite thing that I had done, because this equals y, remember. If I already know y, that means I have to set up to try to find x. I know y is 2. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1 to both sides. So I have x divided by 2 equals 3. What do I divide by 2 to get to 3? Or I can add these two, or multiply these two numbers together, and that gets me 6. Same thing for this one here, is I'm going to work backwards, and I'm going to write right over the top of this problem. And I'm going to say, okay, I don't know x, but I do know y. I'm going to add 1 to both sides of the equation. And now I have x divided by 2 equals 5. So I'm either thinking, what number do I divide by 2 to get to 5? Or I can take it, I can multiply these two, and this will give me 10. Again, I understand that you can see the pattern of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Don't just follow the pattern. Please understand how you got your answers there. For number 2, your homework does something a little bit crummy for you guys, where they're actually looking for you to see the pattern here that I told you not to do, and really you shouldn't. But because they didn't give you one that was complete, you kind of have to do that. So you're thinking to yourself, okay, I have 2 that I'm multiplying by 10, and then I'm adding something to get to 25. Well, 2 times 10 is 20. 20 plus what equals 25? And I can see that I'm adding 5. So my equation is taking 10x plus 5 equals y. So now if I look for number 1 here, I have 10 times 1 is 10 plus 5 is 15. Here I have 3, so I have 10 times 3 is 30 plus 5 equals 35. We already did the next one. And then, of course, you can see the pattern again, but again, don't do that. So for the last one, I have 10 times 5 plus 5 equals y. 10 plus 5 is 50, plus 5 equals y, and that gets us to 55. Khalid has made a goal of walking 180 miles. He plans to walk 5 miles each week. So his total number is 180. And he's going to subtract the 5 miles he walks each week in order to get how many miles he has left to walk. So 180, that's our total that they gave us that he wants to go. The 5 comes from how much he wants to walk each week, and the W is here with the number of weeks. So let's check their first one that they gave us. So we have 180 minus 5W, which is 5, equals 175. So that checks out. So now I go 180 minus 5 times 2 equals, and 5 times 2 we know equals 10, so we have 180 minus 10 equals 170. So we're going to fill that in our chart. The third one, we have 180 minus 5 times 3 weeks. We know this is 15, so we're going to take 180 minus 15, and that gets us 165. Yes, I know you see the pattern. 180 minus 5 times 4, this is 20. So we have 180 minus 20 is 160. And then we have 180 minus 5 times 5. 180 minus 25 gives us 155. Then we have to answer the question, how many miles does Khalid have to walk after walking for 5 weeks? We just look at our answer here, and we have 155 miles. For number 4, it says Evie rents a bicycle for $20 plus $7.50 per hour. So regardless of how long you go, you have to pay $20 plus $7.50 per hour, which means each hour you're paying that much. So you can either put a dot here and do it by H, or you can just do $7.50 So now we have 20 plus $7.50 times 1 is $7.50, which gives us a total of $27.50. So that one works out. Then we're going to go 20 plus $7.50 times 2 is $15 for a total of $35. Then we have 20 plus $7.50 times 3. And if we do $7.50 times 3, we have $22.50. And then we have to add that initial $20 just for coming to the park, I guess. And we have $42.50. I want you to do these last two on your own. On the remembering side, we're back to exponents. So I've written out for 1, 2, and 3. Remember, 2 to the third power is the same thing as saying 2, that's our base number, 3 times. So 2 times 2 times 2. And then all we have to do is solve. So this is 30, and this is 4. So we have 4 times 30 is 120. That's simplifying the first one. The next one, it's going to be a little bit harder because we're going to have to actually do some multiplication. I have 25 times 19. So I'm going to take 25 times 19, 22, and we get 475. Here, I have 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 3 is 9, so we have 9 times 9 times 5. So we're going to take this 81 times 5, which gives us a total of 405. And 4, 5, and 6, I think you can figure out on your own. Remember, prime factorization is the same thing as the factor fireworks and all of that, where you're going to say, okay, let's see. To get to 52, I know 2 will go into it. 2 times 23 times. 23 is a prime number and 2 is a prime number. So our prime factorization is 2 times 23. That's your answer. 96 is also even, so I know I have 2, and then 48. 2 is a prime number, 48 isn't. I know I have 6 times 8 is 48. 2 times 3 will get to you to 6. 2 is a prime number and 3 is a prime number. You have 8, you have 2 and 4. 2 is a prime number. 4 needs to be broken down some more. They're all prime numbers, so my prime factorization is 3 times 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to the 5th power. It should look like that. Number 10 says 1 gallon of paint will cover 200 square feet of wall. The room you want to paint has walls that are 7.5 feet high. What is the greatest length of wall that can be covered by 1 gallon of paint? Well, we have area equals length times width. The total area is 200, and the length that we have is 7.5. So in order to find the width, we're going to the length, we're going to divide 200 by 7.5, which I'm going to move this over, which means I'm going to add a 0. I know that 75 2 times is 150, and I know I can't go any higher than that because 200 minus 150 is 50. All right, let's try 6. That gets us to 30, 42, 43, 44, 45. That gets us with 500 again. So we are going to say that the greatest length, it's just going to keep repeating itself, obviously, is 26.6 repeating feet. The room you want to paint has 2 doors. Each door is 6.5 feet tall and covers 20.8 square feet. What is the width of each door? So if I have 20.8 equals this, I know I'm going to, this is a multiplying, I know I'm going to divide the 2 numbers, so I'll have to move the decimal points over. So my problem will end up looking like this because they both moved over like this. I did the first part of this where I divided it out. I had to add in a decimal point and a 0 to bring that down. And then I'm going to guess that 65 goes into 13 or 132 times because 6 goes into 13 twice. And I end up getting it right on the money. So the door is 3.2 feet wide, or each door is. So for number 12, I've written the problem out here and I've already gone over. This needed to go over 1, so this goes over 1, and you can see I've put it right here. Now when I do the problem out, I know 28 won't go into 1 and it won't go into 111. If I round this to 30, 3 goes into 11 about 3 times. 3 was too low, but for some reason my 3 isn't erasing, so I'm going to have to go over the top of it and put a 4. 4 times 8 is 32. 4 times 2 is 8, 9, 10, 11. I subtract, I get 5. I'm going to bring down my 6. 3 goes into 56. I'm going to say 2 because it's really close to, this is really close to 6. And if I look, I have 16 and I get 56. So the length, or my height of my windows is 4.2 feet. In number 13, we haven't done those conversions yet, so you can skip it.